Listen. Okay, here we are back again. My phone needs charging. Okay, this is Miss Betty B. This is Edith Woody, mother. Tell me the churches that you said that Pete built.
Oh, he built Perry Blvd, he built Miss Palmer, and he built Elder Payton on Hollywood Road.
And
And each one of them, he built them just for the help of his people that worked for him. He didn't charge them nothing.
Nothing.
He didn't charge them nothing to do the brickwork. He just said, give me some money for my help.
And what did Mother Peyton do with Edith?
And Mother Payton, didn't have a church at that time.
We had the tent.
They had a little tent right down the corner of Main Street and Hollywood Road. And Mother Payton would walk over here every morning and get Edith. Edith was about 7 or 8 years old. And she would take it on herself to come and get Edith to go to Sunday school. And she was the one that brought Edith up in that church.
All right. And now her son is a superintendent in Chicago. I think Suzanne told me he was a superintendent in Chicago. Well, Dennis wanted me to come and get history from you, because none of our family knows my mother's side of the family. I know Miss Roberta was your sister,
Yes.
and Miss Gladys was y'all's mother, was Miss Roberta's mom. And
Betty B.
and
And Grit.
and Grit. And Dennis been trying his best to show me Grit. Okay, because she passed away, right? Okay. Now, and what was our grandmother's? What was she? Our great-grandmama?
Angeline Syphers was Thelma Ward's grandmama.
Okay. And Noonie was...
Thelma Ward's mama.
And what did y'all call mother? Y'all called her sis. Okay, because see, the 67 generations don't know that they called her sis. When they hear sis, they don't know who they are talking about as far as sis is concerned. But tell me about Angeline.
Angeline Syphers,
Angeline was
your mama's grandmama.
so she would have been my great-grandmama.
Yes.
And she was my great-grandmama, and Reverend William J. Scott was there.
Well, that's a different side of the family.
Okay.
The Syphers was on the mama's side, and the Scotts was from the daddy's side.
And you know, I try to tell folks that it's two parents in a family. Okay, and we never look at both sides of them. So, my mother's daddy was who?
His name was William Syphers.
And that was
Oh, your mom? You mean your?
my mama's daddy's.
Yeah.
Okay, his name was William Syphers. And Reverend Scott was my mother's daddy. Okay, and for a long time we would call Uncle Otis. We thought he was our uncle, but he was my mother's uncle.
Right.
So he was Noonie's brother.
Yes.
And who else was Thelma?
And a Dolly.
I don't know Dolly.
Thelma, Dolly, and Noonie were 3 sisters.
Okay.
They was Reverend Scott's children.
Okay. Thelma and Noonie. Now, my mama had a sister that died. who was she?
That wasn't that Nuna? No, Nuna was her mama.
I know she was, when she 6 years old when she died.
I don't remember.
She was that was my mom's sister, and my mom had a brother. And we met him when, oh God, he was 70-some years old when we met him. He came from Washington, D.C., and he came and we met him. Tell us about our great-grandma, Angeline.
Angeline Syphers.
Angeline, okay.
That was Thelma Ward's grandmama.
Mm-hmm.
She was Thelma Syphers Ward.
Mm-hmm.
And the man you talking about was Roberta's dad.
Who was?
Warner Bernstein.
Okay. Now, who was he?
That was your grandmama's brother.
Okay. That was
That
Angeline.
was Angeline, Sis's grandmama, and Roberta's dad were brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now on the Scott side, on my mother's side, it was 3 sisters.
Yeah, 3 sisters.
And who were they?
Thelma, Dolly.
I remember Aunt Thelma because they had the store. Happy and them had the store.
Thelma, and Dolly.
Thelma?
Dolly and Thelma.
Was Thelma my mom?
No, Thelma, Dolly, and Noonie.
Noonie, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Noonie, Thelma,
And Dolly.
and Dolly.
And
And
your mama's aunt.
okay. And Suzanne has a picture, which she won't share with nobody, of Reverend Scott's other daughters that nobody has ever seen. And the pictures are so, when pictures get old, they'll get crumbled if you touch them. So Suzanne has them so that nobody can touch the pictures. Okay.
Can you tell who they are?
They're beautiful pictures. They were bright skinned like Reverend Scott. Yeah, you can tell who they are. But my mama gave them to her, and she swore to die that she wouldn't give them to nobody else. But I would show them. And with the Scott Crossing family reunion coming up, I tell my nieces and nephews that are educators, they don't even know what education is all about. Because when Reverend Scott, my great-grandfather, donated the land, I had to literally fight the school system. They said he sold it. And they changed it since. They put his picture back in William J. Scott Elementary School. They changed it to he donated the land. He donated the land for the cemetery, and the cemetery is right here across from you. Okay, and a lot of folks didn't know that the cemetery was for any community people. See, we used to be a community. And then we changed to greedy. Okay, like your husband, he built all these churches. Okay, coming down Perry Blvd. We were a community. And my daddy, I rode the vegetable truck with him. Daddy would not let me get off that truck. That's why I didn't know nobody. Suzanne is the one that know all the community. My baby sister, Suzanne know everybody. Suzanne know. So our great-grandmother, Adeline, tell me about her.
Well,
Angeline, and I got to pronounce it right.
She raised Roberta, and she raised sis. We call her sis. That's Thelma Ward.
And y'all grandchildren, our mama was named Sis.
Sis. That's what we call her. Everybody in the family called her Sis Ward.
And when I remember the 1910 census. Miss Roberta told me, that's how I found out that Miss Roberta was kin to us. She told me to go on that census, and it did. It had Sam, Gwen, Barbara, Mother, and Daddy, and Miss Roberta living in the house. And Miss Pearl Strickland, I got a copy of it. She did the census. It was, I think it was 1910 or somewhere in there. And that road back there, I always thought it was
Smokey Road.
I never known it as Smokey Road.
That's what it was then.
It was Smokey Road.
It's Mokey. Smokey Road.
And I tell you, you was just the jewel of the community. We just thought you were the richest person on the face of the earth. And maybe that called Mr. Pig was building everything. And y'all had it, and I walked in this living room. It is still beautiful. This house was always beautiful.
I'm working on my basement now. That number they were getting. I'm getting everything removed down in my basement.
And that's what he said. He was down there working on it. Now that's your son.
That's just a friend. He
Okay.
the one when Dennis, my son Dennis, he had a mental problem. He came off his job after 22 years.
And so this one is the one doing it.
He's the one who was taking care of Dennis.
Dennis, my nephew?
My
Dennis,
son,
your
Dennis.
son.
I named him after
After going. And see how close y'all was? One would name, the other one after their children. And I'm Kathy's age. Kathy might be just a little bit older than me, but not that much. Edith and Maiden was up there together.
Right.
Yeah, Edith, but none of us knew. Now Sydney knew. Sydney knew a little bit. May knew a lot. They knew our grandma. That was our great grandma, right?
Yeah, that was y'all great grandmama.
And mother's grandma.
Well, Angeline lived, we called her Granny.
Okay.
Angeline, all of us called her Granny. Was she still living when y'all was?
I wasn't born until 1954. And she had passed away by then. Because my daddy's mom died in 1952. And Sister Cater would tell us about my daddy's mama.
Did y'all know her?
Maynham knew. Me and Suzanne, Linda, and Virginia. Virginia was born when she passed away. So Linda we were young, so we wouldn't have known. May knew her. Linnell knew her. That was, Ma had segments of children. We were the last of them. We didn't know nobody. Okay. All we knew was, and me and Suzanne didn't know nobody as far as the older heads. Because I'm 6 years older than Suzanne. And so I know we didn't know nobody. I know me and Suzanne didn't know nobody. But your sister is the one that told us about our grandmother. And it's so odd because a lot of folks don't know.